Hussein and my older brother Abbas to Lexington, Kentucky. My name is Hamza Abdullah. This is my brother Hussein Abdullah, and of course my older brother Abbas Abdullah is the one you'll see taking pictures. We are tremendously blessed. God gave us a gift, and He allowed us to live out our childhood dreams. But in that, we're not forgetting about our older brother, our other siblings, and our parents. We are NFL players, as was previously mentioned. I've played for 7 years, most recently with the Arizona Cardinals. My brother Hussein Abdullah has played 4 years for the Minnesota Vikings. And it has truly taught us a lot just about accomplishing goals, getting there, being at the lowest low, and then attaining success, and thinking about what the real success is. And for me, the ultimate success came when I saw my brother succeed, when I saw my brother achieve a feat that many thought he would not. And this goes back to what my mother taught me when I was about probably 2 or 3 years old. Want for your brother what you want for yourself. And that's why we're sitting here today. Because I wanted, Hussein wanted for his brother what he wanted for himself. Now, what does it mean, want for your brother what you want for yourself? Well, there were many times, we grew up in Los Angeles, California. There were many times where we didn't have food. We didn't have drinks. We didn't have water. We most of the time did not have lights. But I knew that maybe if there was we had a date. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the date, but a date is only about this big. And sometimes there will be a date to be shared and split throughout the entire family. And I come from a big family. I am one of 12 children. We have 12 people in our family. And at the time, there were not 12 individuals living in the house at the time, but it was probably about 6 to 8 at any given time. And you imagine one house with a cup of water and one date to feed the entire family. And it will start at Abbas. Abbas was the oldest, so he would get the date. And what you want for your brother is what you want for yourself, right? So he would hand it to me. I was the second oldest, so I would lick my chops. Well, I have a twin sister. She's a little smaller than me, but she's next in line, so she would get the date. Then it went to Hussein and on and on and on, all the way to the youngest. And the youngest got the date. But we felt a sense of satisfaction because we put them ahead of us. And that's what we did this year. We have been, some of you are familiar with our story, but obviously we're Muslims in the National Football League. And we usually fast. This is the month of Ramadan, so we usually fast during the month of Ramadan while we're playing football. And, God has been so gracious and great to us that we have been getting a lot of national attention. One year we were covered, Hussein was covered, he was on the front page of Yahoo Sports. And imagine when you wake up in the morning and seeing your younger brother on the cover of Yahoo Sports. I was very proud, very proud. So, we said, man, let's pray that we have an even better Ramadan the next year. The next year, me and Hussein both were covered by ESPN in a feature, on SportsCenter. So, wow, we're both on ESPN. This is pretty cool. Okay, well, God willing, let's have a better Ramadan next year. Last year, we were invited to the White House to have dinner, the iftar, the breaking of the fast, with the president. And I actually got to sit at the table with the President of the United States. Like, wow, God has really been merciful and really been great to us. So we said, now how can we top that? And so a chain of events happened, and there's a pillar in our faith as Muslims, which we have to do every year. It's called Hajj, and it's the pilgrimage to Mecca. And we wanted to do it for a long time. And the pilgrimage, Hajj, is incumbent. You have to do it if you're able-bodied, which we are, we're athletes, and you have the means to do it, because it's not a cheap trip. So we said, okay, well, though we fit in that category, well, let's do it. Well, the only thing is, it happens to fall in the football season. So we're saying, how can we do that? Because we definitely want to play football. I'm 28 years old, Hussein's 27 years old, and we understand the small window that we have to play in the National Football League. We say, you know what? You give the grace to God, and God will give you something even greater. So we decided to take a little bit of time off. We're not retiring, and we're not taking the full year off, but this year Hajj falls in about the middle of October, and we will be done by the first week of November. So God willing, we'll still have the ending of November and December, and hopefully we catch on the team that goes to the playoffs. So we decided to go for Hajj, and we had a little bit of time in between that. We had time from about July to October, so we said, well, what should we do? We should do something great for Ramadan. So we said, okay, let's pack up a minivan and go around the country and meet our different brothers and sisters. And that's how we're here today. And when the brothers from Lexington, Kentucky, UK MSA, when they caught wind of it, they said, Hamza and Hussein, you guys have to come to Lexington. And I'm thinking, okay, let me get a map first. So I get a map, and I don't see, I know two freeways. One is not really a freeway, it's a highway. I know Route 66 and I know I-10. I-10 can take me from LA to Tampa Bay, Florida. I know that. I know Route 66 can take me from LA to Chicago, maybe even past that. But Lexington, Kentucky, I didn't see anything. So I'm figuring out how are we going to work this. But you know what? The brothers and the sisters here of the community, they were adamant. They said, you guys have to come here. You have to. It's a beautiful community. Not only is Islam flourishing, but the brotherhood, the community is flourishing. So Muslims, non-Muslims, whatever religion, it's just a peace in the community, and you'll see it. And I'm seeing that here today. And so we are very fortunate, and we're just definitely blessed to be here today. And I thank you guys for welcoming us. This is day 20 for us, so we have 10 more days left. But please keep us in your prayers, and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm really kind of taken aback by the turnout. I mean, standing room only. So alhamdulillah for the UK MSA for putting this on. And if there is any available seats, please allow someone to sit down next to you, especially try to get the sisters and the children off their feet. So if you have an available seat, if you can raise your hand or just acknowledge that someone can have an extra seat. I know people would really be appreciative of that. As Hamza was saying, alhamdulillah, we both have been able to make it to the NFL. The last 4 years I played for the Minnesota Vikings. I was not drafted out of Washington State University. And I had to kind of force my way onto the team. As an undrafted player, you're kind of looked at as what they call camp legs. They'll bring you in and they'll work you out and then they'll release you. And they'll give you a hat and a pair of shorts. And that wasn't good enough for me. And there was a time where I was getting 2 reps of practice. We'll do individuals, we'll work out, and then I'll just take a knee for an hour and a half. And I was looking at my situation like, you're probably going to get cut. You're only getting 2 reps. But then I talked to a guy named Chuck Gordon, and he said, you know what? Even if they only give you 2 reps, you make sure they are the best 2 reps that you can possibly do. And they'll give me 2 reps, I'll be able to do that. They ask me a question in the meetings, I'll be able to answer it. Wasn't falling asleep. And I just wasn't satisfied with my situation. And I had to literally force my way into playing time, force my way onto the field. And then as I got an opportunity, I just was able to capitalize and continue to capitalize to the point to where in my 3rd year into the NFL, I'm fighting for a job. I'm fighting to be the last man on the roster. I wasn't even looking higher than, I was just pushing myself. No goal in sight, but be the best person I can be the best player I can be. And I went from being the last man on the roster, fighting to stay alive, to becoming a starting safety in the NFL. In my last 2 years, I was a starting safety in the NFL. And I was able to get better because I wasn't satisfied with my situation. And I would like for all of us to apply that to life. How often do we just sit back and say, you know what, this is life. Time to put it in cruise control, I'm just gonna float. How many times do we really say, I want to get better. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better brother. I want to be a better teammate. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better neighbor. How many times do we honestly ask ourselves or look ourselves in the mirror and say, today I'm going to get better? We all go to work. We all go to school. We do whatever it is that we have to do. And at times we just start, it just becomes routine. It becomes normal. This is life. But in that, we have to be able to break away from stuff. Don't say, oh, I'm a Leo, so I'm this way. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm this way. Or I was born in this neighborhood, or I'm from this area, and this is how things go. Start to improve your situation, starting with yourself. As Muslims, we know this is the month of Ramadan, and we know this is the best month to start to work on yourself. And if it's just one thing you can fix, don't fix it for this 1 month. Don't just fix things for this 1 month. Fix it so you won't have to worry about it for the rest of your life. In football, there's a saying, get a new problem. And when they say get a new problem, they mean get a new problem. If you continue to miss a tackle, a specific type of tackle, you'll get released for that. If your job is to hit a certain landmark and you don't hit it, you'll get released for that. If your job is to reroute a receiver or to block a guy and you don't do it, you'll get released for that. Now, they can deal with problems, that's okay. But if you continue to mess up on the same thing over and over and over again, they don't like that. And parents don't like it. You tell your child to take out the trash, he doesn't do it. Tell him the next day to take out the trash, he doesn't do it. Tell him the next day to take out the trash, it gets tiring, it gets repetitive. Learn how to improve yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to get a new problem. My dad is telling me to take out the trash. I'm going to take out the trash so now he can get on me about cleaning the bathroom or whatever it may be. Or I'm bad at driving, so I'm going to improve my driving so everybody's not honking at me and now I have road rage. Whatever it may be, and improve yourself. Look at yourself and say, what's one thing I can fix? And don't say, oh, over the course of this year I'm going to do. No, just today. What's one thing I can do today? One thing, I have a big family. There's 12 of us. And there's actually even more than that. And at times, it's hard to talk to all of your brothers and sisters in one day. It's almost impossible. So what I try to do is say, you know what? I want to get better at communicating. Whether it's a text message, a phone call, a Facebook post, because now my younger brothers and sisters are on Facebook. Regardless of what it is, I want to have some form of interaction with my brothers and sisters on a daily basis. And I don't look at it as, oh man, 2 weeks into it, that's going to be very tough to do. Look at it today. How am I going to get that done today? How am I going to communicate with my parents today? How am I going to be able to communicate with my brothers and sisters today? And that's what we have to work on, just being better as individuals. And one thing as Muslims that we know is we should have the best manners. That's one thing. And alhamdulillah, coming in here, I mean, it's been great. It's been awesome. Absolutely no complaints. It's just been really a blessing to see the kind of hospitality that has been showed by the brothers and sisters in the MSA. But just to work on our manners, and just to work on ourselves as individuals, and to not be satisfied in our current state, where we're at, what we're doing. You may have the best job in the world, but when you go home, your child feels you're neglecting him or neglecting her, and you don't spend enough time. Let's fix that. Say, you know what, when I get home, I want to spend 5, 10, 15 minutes, and I'm going to give that all to my child. No phone calls, no text messages, no reading books, no watching TV. I'm going to give that time to them. Let's fix that. Regardless of what it is, work on yourself. If there's one thing I would say that you can take from what we're talking about, as Hamza said, wanting for your brother what you want for yourself. We all want to succeed in life, but don't step on the next man to get to the top. Don't buy into that. Instead of that, work on yourself so you can succeed, so you can better yourself, and pull the next man and the next woman along with you so you can see them succeed as well. And with that, we're going to have we're going to open it up for Q&A so you can ask us questions so you can find out what you really want to hear. And but first, we're going to ask you guys a couple questions, and we have a couple gifts for the people who answer those questions correctly. Sound good?
Like I said, they're gonna do their questions first, but we're gonna have volunteers in the crowd collecting your all's